Welcome back to the Château de Saint-Germain-des-Prés, where all kinds of things have been happening since the start of the year, and we are making plans. More news coming to our newsletters first, but here's some hints of what might be cooking for this year. Plus, since we got the piano, I've had a conversation with our neighbors about organizing a series of concerts in the summer for the locals. So there is a lot going on. Here's a snippet of that conversation.
Et c'est le plus passer aux États-Unis et au Canada et des choses comme ça, mais il y a des gens locaux aussi. Et c'est une bonne idée de faire des avertissements pour notre exposition et des choses comme ça, et on peut utiliser ça. Et aussi des fichiers. C'est pas grave de mettre des fichiers à accéder et des trucs et des choses comme ça. C'est pas beaucoup de travail pour nous.
And yes, one of the other things I've been working on is improving my French. It is really important when goal setting to be consistent in practice, so I'm practicing. italki has returned to sponsor this video. Thank you very much. I really hope you guys take advantage of the promo code available to our viewers. Just imagine when you visit us, chatting away in French while sipping our beverages on a terrace. With italki, you learn with native teachers, personalized one-on-one lessons, and from over 30,000 teachers worldwide to choose from. No subscription drama, just pay per lesson, starting from $5. Now that is cheaper than a croissant and coffee in a cafe, and just as available as a boulangerie in France. You can learn anywhere, anytime.
Si j'aime les endroits calmes, où est-ce que tu me conseilles d'aller?
Ah, de voir chez nous, de rester chez nous, le petit village de Saint-Germain-des-Prés.
J'adore France, j'adore l'art, la culture, le manger. Nourriture. Qu'est-ce que c'est la différence de nourriture de alimentation?
Click through the link below in the description to start improving your listening and speaking skills. Get more for less. For a limited time, score an extra $5 when you purchase your first $10 worth of italki lessons using promo code Manor Maker 2024 at checkout. Act fast. Only the first 50 users qualify for this great discount. So don't miss your chance to boost your language skills and save some money. With italki, you're not just learning a language, you're unlocking doors to the world. Click the link, apply promo code ManorMaker2024, and let's embark on this language learning journey together. I'm so excited for a more confident year in my French.
Well, it is a rainy or damp day in January, and we've come to a new brocante.
Yes.
This is exciting. New town, new place. So we are going to go check out. Where are we? We are in
Saint-Vincent de Conzac, I believe.
There it is. All right. I won't repeat that. But yeah, we've come here. It looks like a nice big brocante. It's certainly attracted a lot of people. Finding parking was a bit of a trick. So yeah, let's go see what we can find. I'm fascinated, Sarah, by this.
The horse and carriage?
If it's a bicycle.
Oh, is it?
You see, it's got a chain and pedals, and then the steering wheel's in its back.
My word.
How cool is that, eh?
Oh, that is fantastic. I mean, you're going nowhere fast on that,
No.
but you're going there in style.
It's such a neat piece, though, isn't it?
That's fantastic. I love it.
I was wondering when you were going to spot that.
It's a curious one. I think it might be a leatherworking machine.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's obviously motorized.
Yeah.
From an old treadle. But it looks pretty industrial to me. The cam's on here.
Oh, wow.
So it's feeding it through, I guess?
Yeah. We asked the gentleman, and it's actually a hat-making sewing machine.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Which explains the big movement through here.
There you go. Sarah's found a very dangerous weapon.
want to know why I love these so much. They're so big and so heavy, but they feel delightful.
You could cut metal with those.
Those are good, and I don't know why. Someone tell me why those are so good.
So I think we've finally gotten to the end of this brocante. It was absolutely
big.
huge. Yeah, just went on and on and on. Every time we thought we were at the end, there was another street. So
Turn a corner and go again.
yeah, but I think we have found something that's coming home with us.
We have.
Yeah, very exciting. So let's show you what that is. Well, we have both been absolutely drawn to this painting. It's got a gorgeous painting and an absolutely beautiful frame.
Et c'est fait par le peintre Armand Fouquet. Fouquet, voilà. L'Opéra, ok. Ah oui, ok.
Ah
oui, oui,
C'est
oui,
le
oui.
café de l'Opéra, là.
Oui,
Le grand café.
oui,
Ouais,
parfait.
c'est ça.
Voilà.
Ah,
Oh, c'est bien fait, monsieur.
C'est bien, il fait les danseuses, hein. Ça manquait plus.
Oui. So
There
here
you
it
go.
is out in the light. It's not overly bright today, but wow. Oh, I'm so pleased with this, honey.
it's a really beautiful scene. It's, like, I feel myself getting, engrossed in it. I kind of want to walk down those streets, which is something that I love about.
You always
Scenes.
love a painting with the depth of field, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even the way they've handled this sky and the
The
structure.
brightness of the cafe.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Very, very happy with that one. And it's got, it's been well put together. It's about a 100-year-old painting,
Yeah.
but it's in good nick. I mean, I don't know whether we would get it cleaned, but yeah, absolutely adore it.
Very
You?
good.
Are we good?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't expecting to do that today, but
No.
there you go.
That's what
When it's there,
happens.
it's there.
Exactly.
All right. So we also, have come. This is the first brocante of the year for us.
Yes.
And we were very excited to be able to bring along with us these magnificent tote bags from her online store over at Chateau Love.
And they're really nice quality, I have
They
to
are.
say. They're actually really substantial. And normally we would be filling them up with things, but this today's brocante was a painting, so
Yeah, the painting doesn't fit
Yeah.
in there, and sadly, but
Yeah.
but yeah, we love the totes, and yeah, if anybody's got any inkling, wander over to chateaulove.com, I think.
exactly.
And she also
This was our Christmas present, isn't it beautiful?
stunning brooch. Yeah, and that one, thank you so much, Vivian.
Yeah.
And she got me cufflinks, which I'm not wearing today because it's cold and I'm not wearing a suit.
Yeah.
But they're also very beautiful. So thank you very much to Vivian and Simon for those.
Everybody go check out Chateau Love.
Absolutely, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year. Bonne année.
Epic mic fail here. These are our new neighbors, Matthew and Audrey, and we did a great introduction where they introduced themselves and how Matthew is a landscape designer and he's worked at some really fantastic houses over in Britain, and Audrey is a garden designer and horticulturalist and carpenter and a trained language teacher and woodworker. Also, I hadn't taken the mic extension out of the phone and the mics weren't on, so there's no sound for this lovely introduction. So you'll have to trust us. And moving on to the part where Matthew reviews our grounds with us.
We like the property as it stands now. What we need to do is just sort of continue to improve and make destinations within the land, I think is a key. Obviously, we need a little bit more work as far as formalizing gardens and things like that.
With that said, we don't want formal gardens because we are
don't have
not.
gardeners.
We don't have staff.
Yeah.
Right. We would like things to be tidier.
Yes.
And as you say, like little destinations would be ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of land here, but most of it's wooded, and we're happy to keep the woods as natural as possible. The stuff closer to the chateau, so there's things like I've always pictured having a bit of an orchard up in that field, for example. Some fruit trees and nut trees and that sort of thing. I think it sort of lends itself quite nicely to that.
The village, it's also on this, west-facing side of the chateau in this nice little sort of enclave, which is
Yeah.
quite private.
Yes.
But you've still got a view and kind of like a nice sort of secret spot, but
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
And it leads off the Grand Salon, so as we make that more formal as
Yeah.
well, and the library and the Grand Salon, then it becomes an extension of that, so that, you know, if you think of that being more formal, somewhere where we can sit and entertain people and then bring them outside, and it becomes a bit, you know, it, as I say, an extension.
yeah,
We want it to feel like it's comfortable for people, but also has a bit of formality to it, and a bit of color, and a bit of,
definitely,
does that make sense?
absolutely.
As sort of that
Yeah.
interaction between, you know, what we're utilizing those rooms for and how we wanted to see it extended out.
The more time I can kind of spend with you guys, and then you're kind of candid and relaxed, and then the more it kind of, the amount of material kind of percolates down. It's very important, because the thing for me is that what I'm endeavoring to offer is like my skills and ability to try and translate
Right.
your
Vision
and your personalities
right.
into the design. You know, so we formulate a brief, and then
Yes.
and then I'm just kind of like a conduit.
Yeah.
You know, yes, obviously I'm offering creative ideas, but ultimately I'm trying to tease out and deliver
what we're thinking. Okay.
what you're thinking.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, neither of us are green thumbs, never have been. We love a garden, but we don't know what we don't know, I think is a lot of it as well. We've never really done gardens in all the properties that we've had, and it's something obviously we want to make sure that this one does have that for our guests.
But I think it's important not to basically get hung up on that. And there are so many great gardens that have been created by people who are non-gardeners,
Right. Yeah.
because they have generously and forcefully expressed their vision and their personality. I think it's a commonplace thing that people will, with an interior, will kind of go for it, and they'll get their teeth into it and be doing all sorts of, you know, amazing things, and then we'll step into the garden, kind of get stage fright, and then that process stops. For me, it's always the garden is always an extension of the living space, and I think what is really important, it's really important that first and foremost, what you guys want as a couple, first and foremost, isn't lost, but obviously with your guests in mind as well. You're creating an experience, you know, and I've just seen your wonderful new wallpaper.
Yeah.
And the first word I said to Steve, wow, this is really immersive. So you're creating this gorgeous immersive experience for your guests.
Yeah.
And you want that to extend out into the garden. You want that all to be seamless.
Yes.
And this spot is a really great place to be able to sort of start articulating that. And in an easy way. It's a relatively small space. It relates to a domestic garden. It's not a big scary area. The other thing as well, from a maintenance point of view, is as a head gardener, I've maintained like some big properties like yours.
Yeah.
You start with the property,
right,
and then you radiate out.
Yeah.
And then the maintenance, as it gets better and better and better, and you go through layers, then the fine detail expands. Yeah, garden is never complete without the people. And so where we're talking here about, you know, obviously a big property and making destinations for people, and that potentially being possibly a little bit intimidating over in a large space, or thinking, oh, that's something you might have to do down the line. It doesn't have to be, because you can very simply create a space, you know, create a theatre for people to act in, interact in. And then it's up to people what they do. But if you can just create something with some atmosphere, then the people finish the job by what they do with that.
It used to be the tennis court here, so this is the sort of area that we're thinking a table and chairs, maybe a bench, a destination for people to come to, you know, cocktail hour out here. So yeah, honestly, we only discovered that this is a tennis court, 4 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our brains are sort of going, ooh, what can we do with that space? It's nice and flat. Let's see what's underneath it. Let's, you know, start playing with it.
You've got a nice level
Level. That's the key.
area. Someone has already done the work there for you. And I think for me, I would definitely go with your suggestion there about creating some structure here.
Right.
Obviously, because it's going to be very hot in the summer.
Yeah.
But I think it's a nice opportunity to bring something sculptural, artistic into the space, but also do it in a natural way. I mean, the other interesting thing, because obviously you've got 15 hectares.
Yeah.
And that is not necessarily evident from this point. It's a huge area. And I think as well, particularly with guests using the space, is they might feel a bit polite and might not necessarily know where they can go, what the boundaries are. So it's quite important that if you want to, that there's an invitation to them to explore.
That's a good way of putting it.
If you want them to.
Yeah.
And for me, this is a really nice spot because it's flat.
Yes.
It's clearly it's been the hand of man has touched it.
Yeah.
You can just about see the chateau.
Right.
Then you've got this prairie and the woods beyond.
Right.
And you've got an opportunity, I think, potentially of making something a little bit Alice in Wonderland, or whatever, just with a little touch of something.
Yeah.
Where this is sort of like a stepping off point between perhaps one world and another.
Right.
Between the built space and the natural environment.
Yeah, it's okay. Like that.
There still might be something, I think from this point as well, from using focal points and leading people around a space, paths obviously are important. And then if there's just something on the horizon there that just catches the eye and just says, like, for people, I suppose, that they're safe, they're in a safe creative space.
Right.
Yes, it's nature and it's wilderness, but it's beautiful.
Right.
And you can be empowered to go and discover something, which I think probably in terms of what you're doing creatively with your guests is an important thing. People need to free themselves.
Definitely.
And then, it might be an interesting transition. Okay, people, imagine that's the sea. And they, it's a sea of grass and wildflowers, and people step off into that ocean, and then they come back, and then to this point, and then back to their painting or their writing or whatever it is they're doing.
We're talking about a concert series as well, and this lawn becoming a place where people can sort of sit and hopefully see ensembles performing on the wall there in front of the chateau.
I can imagine people performing here as well. You can potentially flip it over depending on the size of audience or size of.
When we have the LARPing, we have the live action role playing through here. I think we should probably go in, get a nice hot cup of tea and coffee. It looks like Audrey could use one. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.